going on YouTube? It's your buddy Will from the What's Up in the Sky 37 channel, online at www.whatsupinthesky.com. Make sure you check the website out. We have got a different type of video for you today. If you watch my videos, we have done a lot of research here. Well, I have done a lot of research. Some of my buddies have done a lot of research. And we're going to go the tail of the safe mode. I've been wanting to get this video out to you, but I wanted to see what other pictures would come out before I did it. Look back in my 4 videos ago, if you remember July 2nd, which is on Sol. Sol is the Martian day. If you hear Curiosity Sol 1387, that's the 13th and 87th day that the rover's been on Mars. So, and luckily it's about 24 hours a day on Mars, just like here on Earth. So we get very lucky with the time. Now, this showed up right here. Let me show you this. Now, so Curiosity's just, coming along. We're getting up above the waterline, right where we said, I mean, for videos, years and years since we've gotten there, we've been talking about getting to this area, to above the waterline, to where we think the ruins are. Well, this picture came back on July 1st, okay? It saw 1387, which is up here. Now all these are going to be linked. See, we got a lot of stuff up here, a lot different than my normal video. But I want to do this because I want to point out the whole safe mode thing was basically a way for them to get it way ahead of us, and they were very sloppy about how they did it. So, okay, so let's just show you that that's the day it went into safe mode. Okay, Curiosity, this is the updated version of it. This is a press release right from the NASA website. I think it was number 6559, okay? Curiosity is now communicating with ground controllers and is stable. The rover put itself into safe mode on July 2nd, ceasing most activities other than keeping itself healthy and following a prescribed sequence for resuming communications. Engineers are working to determine the cause of the safe mode entry. Preliminary information indicates an unexpected mismatch between camera software and data processing software in the main computer. All right. So basically, then it goes on to say that this has happened 3 times in 2013. So for 3 years, till 2016, 2013, this hasn't happened, right? But the day that NASA finds this picture along with a skew, this is the whole area, okay? It happens to go into safe mode. Just so happens that we find this, and with all sorts of very strange pieces. The whole area is littered. If you go find, if you pull up the 1387, 1388, the gigapans, I'll even link that below in the description. Just all these will be linked as well. You will see that they put it in, this is pure speculation right here, into safe mode because there was no way to hide all these artifacts. They had to find out what it was. So what happened, as we can see here, that this is basically the listing of these aren't scientific photos, but they're the raw images from NASA. As you can see here, there's their web page. And we'll notice that on the day after, July 2nd, there's not many images on the nav cam and the has cams, the navigation cams. They all pretty much didn't move too much on the 1388. So 1388 was the last day that it transmitted back, which was that July 2nd, which was the day before or the day after it found that. So basically, as the pictures came down, NASA said they cut it. What a coincidence, right? And here it doesn't come back online until 1398, 1399, 1400. So you're talking at least, let's see, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 11 days. 11 days, here we go, 11 days. 11 days that they came out. And here's what happens. Let's show you where this is an overlook of where Curiosity is at the time. Basically, go to the website. Go if you want to see. This is actually neat, and it's a very interesting piece. Where's Curiosity now? Basically, type in. So, where's Curiosity now? This was the area that you can see that it found from a distance up here, because you can see this is far off in the distance, Now on 1400 where they came back, look how much further away it is. So instead of going directly for the main piece right here, it decided it was going to take a trip around, and you see little fragments all over the place as we go through these. Um, and then 1419 we get to here. Then we finally get an up close shot of it. This is NASA's version of the enhancement. Then here's another shot of it they took as they got over there. But the best part of this, like I said, this whole area is just littered with stuff, is that they freaked out. I mean, they really did freak out, and they flipped it into safe mode. That's my speculation. Usually, like I said, I've been pretty up on NASA lately. I haven't been jamming them as much as I used to, causing problems, saying things. But check this out. This is very interesting here. Okay, on 1387, where this was seen, right? This was the day it was seen. And then this is 1398, the day it came back online. All right. So here we are again. Okay. 1387, that was the day, that they cut it off, the day after. And then they didn't take any NAS. There was 16 cameras, so they didn't move from that day. They just were pretty much hanging around here. Once that came back, they ceased and desisted all operations. Basically, then they come and tell us that the first day back, which was the 98, it's now down here. So look what the rover traveled while it was in safe mode. Down around the corner here, coming up, took another, I mean, basically checking this stuff out. Who knows where it went? It could have been down here. This is just where they're telling us it went. And what's interesting is, look, it comes back, it's further away on 1400. You think it would be closer. So they ride it up, they come up to it, and check this stuff out. Well, look at just some of these. Some of these are some of the most amazing anomalies I've seen in years. So that was the actual, you know, 11-day skip in it. So let's take a look at some of these up close shots, starting with the one right here because I thought this was kind of the coolest. So like I said, see how it's much further away here on 1400 where it's magically moved away and went in a different direction than I would have gone. I think most of us driving the rover would have gone. These all say recovered because I tried to actually run this. I've tried to make this video like 6 times. So let's get rid of these just to get them out of our way. And let's take a look at this image right here. Look where it says almost for or in. It says in here. I mean, it basically looks like our language. I with the dot N. Now, I've seen rocks that look like this places, but what I'm seeing is just basic, very, very, very easily seen. Um, Smashed. It's smashed. These are. This is this area, right? And I believe this is what I'm seeing here. This is the areas where we've got walls and places. Look at that. I mean, look at the man-madeness. And just think, if you watch my videos, we don't think this stuff happened overnight. The cataclysm, whatever happened on Mars that took it out, it happened in waves. We're not sure how long some of these artifacts were actually above the ground, took the elements, had all the water there. There's still a water cycle on Mars. But these high-rise images are some of the best you can get. And this, like I said again, where's Curiosity? And this will come up. And it even has, like I said, as you can see here, the database of the ones previous. So once again, as we can see, here we freak out, and then here the next time it shows up is here. So I guess they had to test drive it a little bit. That's what they could say. They test drove it a little bit to check out what was up. Here it looks like the top of a four-sided pyramid in a way. It looks like it man-made something there. But down there at the bottom was the best. I tell you, right here. This is where they really did some looking around in here. So we've come around, and now we are at what? 1419. So here's 1427. So they stayed around this area for a while and took pictures. Um, Either looking up over here. Look at this, and look at this piece here. Look how much, pretty interesting, huh? Look how it's got the pieces off. these pictures, the high rise can let you go forever. But so let's take a gander back at this shot again. So let me go back to my Photoshop. Now, of course, this is Photoshop. I've added the color. This is how it looks directly from NASA. But you can see in this picture just so much that's fallen down. And now all of a sudden, look how it doesn't look as much of the hourglass figure. It's a perfect triangle almost at the top with what looks like some sort of piece. And as we get closer, the thing changes a little bit. But there still looks like my buddy Keith sees um, an actual image on here. He's colored it in on his website, Hidden Mission. To me, it looks more like technology that may have fallen down the hill. Under it here, you can see. I mean, this is what you guys are really gonna love this. Check. You can see the. This is not strata. That this has been worked. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 following it, the progression, and it comes together here and is touched. But check this out here. It's hard. It's interesting, but I know my alien buffs or people would say that it looks something like carvings on here. And if you let your eyes just sit back and enjoy this picture, and I'm going to have a lot of these. See, this is a picture I should probably do just on its own, these three next pictures, just to go over the anomalies on them. But right now, there's so many coming back from the rover because we are finally in that area. We're finally above the water line that there's just too much. There's just way too much. Look up here, this piece up here, just hanging off the side of this whatever cliff they're calling it. And if you check out the Gigapan, this stuff goes on, perfectly spaced in certain areas, perfectly worked stone, just had fallen down. It's got cutouts in them, all sorts of amazing things. Here, the inn, whatever you want to call it, on the outside here. And I don't do faces usually, but I think this one is a little bit more recent than what some of the stuff we've seen. There, check out the pieces here. Look like carvings. Here, you've got a piece that comes out with striations in it that look nothing like what a strata would. Very interesting. Here, you have spaced one. Let me get this bigger for you guys. Spaced out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're it's there for you to enjoy. So let me don't need to say that one either. Now they came out. I was surprised they came out with this and took this with the ChemCam. So because we're really gonna take a look at the two of these, but they're at a little bit of different angle. Here's how it came directly from NASA right here, and here's my version of it after just hitting auto color and a couple things. Look at the difference though. Let's check this out. I've spun it a little bit so we can spin it back if you needed to. But basically, this lines up here, a little bit up through here. Here, it all just doesn't, it doesn't add up. I want you to take a really good look at this for a second. And I'm just going to shut up and let you look. Get that out of the way. Doesn't it look like this one, which is this is a much crispier image, just much crisper image. This is the ChemCam that took this. Um, Look how much more detail is on this. Now, this stuff in here, I believe, was put in. See how we've almost got masking, and there's a lot of it because it's here's how it is from NASA. I've accidentally moved it just a little bit, but you're going to get the gist here. This is at the bottom of this picture, and it's at the bottom of a lot of these pictures. And you can go to the 1400, 1429 gigapans out there, scroll through them, and see all sorts of amazing stuff just in this area. But I'm gonna zoom this in real fast so you guys can look at it. Get rid of this one, and just let you take a look at this stuff here. See how carved this stuff was at one time. I mean, this stuff just didn't fall down the mountain. Up here at the top, let me do this so it's not as blatant. I mean, all this stuff up close looks like something you'd find right out of one of our cities here on Earth that has been destroyed. A lot of people don't realize that most of the cities that they've been to, like tourist destinations where you go like the pyramids or you go to some of the Mayan ruins, they think that they walked in and just found this stuff looking pristine. Now, this is how they found stuff. They had to unbury this stuff. So, I mean, look at the difference. Look at that. Look how crappy. What are they hiding down here? Now, when you see the full pan of it, it's pretty obvious that they're hiding some interesting stuff down there. Um, Actual faces and things like that. You know, the depictions, pictographs, things like that. Once again, you get a little piece, you get a little sneak of that. What looks like to me just a perfectly built step up, step up, step up. Up top here, there's some interesting piece on it. Over here, we've got some more symmetry in these rocks. I mean, there's not much. I mean, look. Hopefully, this is becoming, especially to my people that understand what's going on here and have watched my videos, you can see the patterns and what this was. We don't know how high tech this was. I think a lot of stuff could have been, you know, even electrical type things. You know, who knows how high tech this was. But check this out, how that comes up. It comes up around the corner. Here you've got a ball. I mean, and we're not sure how long it's been sitting here. That's the best part about it. This is why I love doing this stuff because when you find out, especially when NASA sees something and they freak out and throw it into safe mode, and you know they've got an 11-day, basically an 11-day jump on us. So anything that they put out now, I believe, is most likely at least 11 days old. Check this out here. So they've got 11 days to toy with it, and they've had 11 days to toy with whatever they found. Let me go ahead and stop picking and moving and let you see that there one more time. All right, guys. So let's go back here just to see this here. Here, let me go through it one more time. So here we are on 1387, July 2nd. NASA sees this. They also see the rest of it because it's a big wide panorama. They see what almost looks like a face in the distance here on this wall. Pieces up here that don't match. This, remember I was telling you to check out, you know, the gigapan because when this gets close and way up close, things start looking much interesting. Okay, so they see this as you can see, lights out, July 2nd. Bam, the next day. It downloads the next day. That's why there's only 16 images on the navigation camera. So they move, you know, then they get up here and they start booking. I mean, look at that. Look at how fast they start moving after that. The more images, the more they're moving, basically. So 11 days they have on us. Then this is the next one we get. Way off in the distance. Where you think that would most likely be one's first thought. Here we've got just got interesting stuff along the way. So what we think they've done, and then when I say we, a bunch of the people that I talk to and deal with on a regular basis, you can just see it. It looks like debris. It just doesn't look like normal rocks to most people. And this is even in the NASA, right from the website. Don't have to do too much changing of things. It just looks like smashed buildings and things that should not be. Let me teach you guys something interesting too. Some of the most um, browsing techniques now, when you're using a browser, when you use your zoom on your browser, is even better than the zoom that you can get out of Photoshop and things like that. A lot of people don't realize that they've really worked that stuff out. See, you don't even see JPEG artifacts that much. You can see some of the squares, but look at this. Look at this stuff here, just sitting out there. Almost looks like a you know, piece of a tire or something along those lines. Then as we get closer, we're talking 19 days later, we've got that piece that shows up, and wow, we get up close to it, we get to see this. You've got this interesting piece down here. Tell me that doesn't look like the bust of something. That actually does look like a carving of something, like a little person or something along those lines. I don't go there often. If you guys watch, like I said, it's been a while since I've ever said that. Especially if you watch my old videos, maybe so, but not lately. Then you got what in. I thought the end part was just weird. I know that can happen naturally some places, but it just I know these pictures had to freak NASA. So here was their original one of with the ChemCam. So they were really interested in this because they're like, what the heck is this thing? So they put this out. And then here we go. The next day they do it. They don't even center it. They don't even center it on the picture. But here it is, down with all this junk. I mean, honestly, come look at that. It's almost like they're insulting your intelligence. There's a timeline for disclosure. And I really hope that all the work that I've done and everybody I know has done and all the watching and all you guys sharing this stuff, pointing out that, hey, maybe their safe mode was really bull. Maybe it was bullshit. Well, after 3 years, all of a sudden they turn the corner, see a wine-shaped bottle, which looked like a wine-shaped bottle here, turn out to be, oops, turn out to be this, which looks nothing really like it does out here. And that can happen. That's just how things work. How things work out sometimes. Angles change a lot. That's why you got to be very careful. Um, but wow, I mean, think about it. At a minimum, they took a spin over here and checked it out to see what was going on. Because the pictures on the way over here are very careful. They're the whole way they're careful. So and then, like I said, you can check here that I'm right on when it comes to the pictures and the dates. Looks like the day that they brought the rover back on, they took a lot of pictures. It jumped tremendously. Not with the well, even with the mass cams. So, and then, like I said, 11 days. Check these out, where this is interesting because you know where they're supposed to be at. Now, like I said, I don't know, I think they're 11 days ahead of us, but the maps most likely correlate to where you are, so they're not going to let us know they're 11 days ahead now. That's why there's some stuttering up there when we see those couple days. So, all right, guys, what's the verdict down below? Let me know what you think. Hopefully I brought that over to you the best I could. I've got a whole bunch of images to get to because there is just some ridiculous stuff being brought back. Much love to you. Hope you're doing good, you and yours, your family. Like I said, so much stuff is happening in the United States. And we had a hurricane come running through here recently. I'm in Maryland. We had a hurricane watch. Didn't have power for much of the weekend. It was, so much going on in the world. I think sometimes it's nice to escape to here, but what's sad is looking at the devastation that this planet took and praying that it's not in our future. So much love to you guys. Thank you all for subscribing. If you don't subscribe, please hit subscribe. Come check out the videos before us. I mean, we're talking 660 videos to go check out. That's a lot. All right, guys. Longest one in a while. 22 minutes in. Much love.